Well, ladies and gentlemen, we know we are going to get one more Englishman into the quarterfinal because our next match features two players from England. First of all, we are pleased to welcome a man who's already played twice on this stage, beating Mario Robbe and Joe Cullen. He is making a fantastic impact on the Euro Tour this year. It's only his third event, but he's reached the quarterfinals in all the ones he's entered. He is Rob Cross! Rob's opponent has been in great form over the last few weeks. He has, in fact, won one of the Euro Tour events previously in 2013. He is ranked number 5 in the world, the number 4 seed. It's Chizzy Dave Chisnall!
In the Premier League, unbeaten in his final 7 Premier League matches, including Thursday's draw with James Wade in Aberdeen, and a man who is, well, certainly going the right way about it as far as establishing himself on the pro circuit is concerned. 2 times a quarter-finalist already on the European Tour this year since securing his tour card. Quarter-finalist in the 3rd and 4th European Tour events of this year. Can he make it a hat-trick? Can he go even better? Well, he certainly has the game to do just that. But he also has a very, very difficult opponent in front of him in this one. Really looking forward to this one, Chris.
Certainly am, and if anything, if the last week has anything to go by, it should be an absolute belter. 11 180s when this pair met in the quarterfinals of the European Darts Grand Prix. Dave Chisnall hitting 8 of those. He hit 20 in that tournament. Didn't really get the 180 count going that much yesterday, Chizzy, but let's see if Cross can bring out the best in Dave Chisnall yet again.
Well, Cross can boast a fairly recent win over Dave Chisnall. He beat him 6-2 in a UK Open qualifier earlier this year. It was the 5th UK Open qualifier, in fact, winning that one 6-2.
First leg Dave to throw first. Game on.
Cross, of course, led the 180 count in this tournament going into today. 8 180s himself over 2 matches. But he's so far got a perfect record of reaching the quarterfinals on European Tour events. He's only played in 2 in his career, his relatively short professional careers. And on each of those occasions, he's made it to the final session. We already know that Peter Wright and Darren Johnson will go toe-to-toe in the final session this evening. Michael Smith has just joined them and will take on the winner of this match.
46.
Dave Chisnall, a man who went close to winning here last year, got to the final, but was soundly beaten in the end by Michael van Gogh, and has had European Tour success before. He won the German Darts Championship in 2013, beating Peter Snakebite Wright in the final in Hildesheim by 6 legs to 2. Perhaps overdue another title on the European stage, but Rob Cross will have plenty to say about that. That's a lovely visit as well from Rob Cross. Down to a finish first on the Chizzy throw here.
140.
Well, Chisnall will be on a finish as well, but he takes advantage, Cross. 2 3-figure combos. Chisnall will be using the bullseye route, I'm sure,
56.
to give himself a kind of double chance at the 1-3-2.
32.
Treble 19 leaves the bull.
He's got a good marker there already.
107. We require 88.
Well, did that yesterday as well, didn't he? Looks perplexed after the first dart goes in, but it's a double 14 that he needs and double 14 that he takes out.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a trademark for Rob Cross.
Second leg, Rob to throw first. Game on.
I was talking with Dan Dawson in commentary yesterday, and I think, or we think, that it's partly to do with the fact that he's had a few darts kind of fall from his grip at times, and
60.
it just takes an extra moment to sort of compose himself before taking aim at double. Not sure why the perplexed face goes along with it. Looks at the doubles in disgust, doesn't he, before he hits them. But yeah, it's a little quirk of his game.
Yeah, a little trait. Well, it's working for him. Certainly has been working over the last few weeks, or certainly for the best part of 2017. And it's working there as well for him. Only joined the PDC Pro Tour this year. Chizzy the Monkey's in the crowd as well. But he has already claimed a maiden PDC Pro Tour title. That was in the Third Players Championship event in Barnsley, where he beat Mervyn King in the final. Beat some class players that weekend as well, including Raymond van Barneveld and Gerwyn Price, the UK Open runner-up.
Yeah, he's won a title more recently than his opponent has, hasn't he, Dave Chisnall? Last win was back in July 2016.
But he did go close. Made the final of one Players' Championship event earlier this year, losing to Adrian Lewis in Milton Keynes.
Yeah, and also the very last one of last year, he lost out to Benito van der Pas as well.
But he does have this good Premier League form to carry on maintaining now as well. It's a shame, really, from his point of view, that he started relatively badly. Finished really well. 7 unbeaten matches, a few draws in the mix as well, but even so, he was very difficult to beat. Even against James Wade the other night, he was in a spot of bother, but still managed to win a point. It was all in vain in the end as far as securing a place in the playoffs is concerned.
Yeah, well, the ability to win tournaments is not in question for Dave Chisnall. He's won 11 PDC titles. Now he's just looking at winning this leg to break back and level up.
65.
Well, it's over the top. It hands Cross a chance to open up a bit of daylight already.
Yeah, 2-0. Dream start for Rob Cross if he can convert this double 4. Which he can't, so a reprieve for Chizzy.
Well, he found it funny, Rob Cross. He won't be laughing if Chisnall sinks double top. Good guide. Edging closer. Well, the last one was further away. Keep seeing lots of missed doubles in this tournament. There's another. And another.
He's in the madhouse, and he's bust his score anyway.
40.
Well, this could be another opportunity for Chizzy to break. It could be a 21 dart break of throw. Instead, it's a 20 dart break of throw. It's one apiece.
Well, you take your breaks where you can get them. And Dave Chisnall has done that. Of course, his only European Tour title came back in 2013. German Darts Championship. Has reached other finals. And there is one of his trademark maximums.
Well, he talked about missed doubles. I mean, 2 contrasting matches so far for Rob Cross this weekend. Joe Cullen yesterday, 6-5. He was 6 from 16 in that particular encounter. But in his opener against the Dutch qualifier, Mario Robert, 6-0. But only 6 from 22. There was a 22 dart break of throw for the first leg, a 21 dart break for the third. Missed doubles aplenty in the first 5 legs of that one, certainly. Got a bit neater and tidier towards the end.
96.
So a whitewash in the first leg, a deciding leg in his second match.
And it's fair to say that these afternoon sessions have not been as well attended as the evening sessions. So it's kind of an awkward balance between a fully fledged European Tour crowd where it's a wall of noise and the Pro Tour where it's almost silent. One little thing can just perhaps knock a player out of the stride a little bit. Sometimes it might be us getting a bit excited, Rob.
Well, it has been known.
That's better. 11 darter from Dave Chisnall.
Game on.
Yeah, Chizzy actually a beaten finalist here in Gibraltar.
58.
Lost out last year to Michael van Gerwen.
$96.
In fact, Dave reached 7 finals last year, was only able to convert one of them into a tournament victory.
40.
There's a lot of players that would give the right arm to have that record.
Yeah, notably the World Grand Prix was a semi-finalist there. And there's another illustration as to why he's had such a terrific career, Dave Chisnall.
Yeah, he's making progress as well in the world rankings. He's above James Wade now. He was a couple of £100 above him before this tournament. Of course, James Wade unable to add to his ranking prize money this weekend. Chisnall is now making ground on Adrian Lewis as well. Could end up pretty soon being the highest ranked English player.
Yeah, well, those three could flip-flop around each other for months to come, really, until somebody takes a stranglehold on fourth place. There you go.
70.
Almost coming off.
Not the usual route for a 90 finish, but Rob Cross will go the usual routes for 114. There we see his trademark glance. And the outcome that follows, 114 checkout for Cross.
And
a tidy little start after a bit of trouble at the very start. The last couple of legs have been decent.
Yeah. Big win for him yesterday, coming through against Joe Cullen, 6-5. He fired 6 180s in that match yesterday. It was a real tussle.
96.
Yeah, roommates as well here, Rob Cross and Joe Cullen, so I'm not sure how that arrangement panned out yesterday evening.
100.
Just the one non-seeded player through to the quarterfinals so far. Darren Johnson beating Alan Norris earlier today. Dimitri Vandenberg almost joined him. Second 180 of the match for Rob Cross.
Yeah, that levels up the count, as you can see there, but Chisnall's not happy about that, so he's going to go back ahead.
Not yet.
25.
Or maybe Rob Cross will go ahead in that particular stat.
He has indeed. This one very much in the balance. Anxious glances towards the stage from Chizzy's management.
Well, 2 180s in the leg and
48.
the potential
45.
for an 11 dart break.
No surprise, it's double 16, Rob.
And
there it is. It's a break of throw, another break of throw, a second of the match for Rob Cross. Chizzy with one break to his name as well. He leads 3-2 now. Chizzy looking to set up a St Helens derby in the quarterfinals against Michael Smith, but Rob Cross, the man from Hastings, certainly with plenty to say about that.
Yeah, Dave Chisnall's got a battle on his hands, hasn't he here? Rob Cross has taken advantage in this one and threatening to exact revenge for his defeat in the last date last week.
100.
Didn't notice it at the time during the match, but there was a slight little bit of don't like to use the word needle, but there was a point where Chisnall was stood pretty close to the exclusion zone, just behind, not doing anything wrong to be fair, he wasn't in the exclusion zone, and Rob Cross was about to go up to the hockey, and he felt Chisnall was in his way and said to Dave, "Are you going to throw first, are you?" Upset Chisnall a little bit, and nothing really upsets Dave Chisnall.
Not too often.
98.
I'm sure he just kind of meant it as a bit of banter, but probably poor timing in the middle of a match.
91.
Well, we mentioned at the outset that win for Rob Cross over Chizzy at the 5th UK Open qualifier. Cross actually went on to the semi-finals of that particular tournament. Made the last 16 of the UK Open itself. Lost to Peter Wright 10-6 in the final reckoning. 1 year, of course, after he'd made the last 32 of the UK Open as an amateur when he lost 9-5 to Michael van Gogh. And Chizzy in the money once again here. Look at this. What a hammer blow this would be, but it's not to be for Dave Chisnall.
Well, 170 missed on the ball for Chisnall. Can Cross capitalise? He can't. Not yet anyway. Chisnall will return with 2 darts at double, barring a real mess.
Debut score 35.
Ooh.
Well, it's a real mess in the end, isn't it?
A really sloppy final dart from Chizzy, and Rob Cross is back in here. This time looking at double 6. It was good approach play last time in the end, and that was a significant visit last time around. And Cross now leads 4-2, and Rob Cross on course here for another quarter-final appearance on the European Tour. It could be 3 from 3 for the former electrician from Hastings.
He talked about those UK Open runs as well. Both times he went out to the guy that went on to win the tournament.
97.
He should talk to Christo Reyes.
It was really when he burst onto the scene in last year's UK Open finals, wasn't it? Went out to Michael van Gerwen, but
81.
he was an amateur qualifier at that event. He had to wear the uniform that the sponsors had put on.
Yeah, Barry Lynn made an impression that weekend as well,
Yeah,
didn't
he certainly did, but he has not been able to follow in the same vein as this man. Won the Challenge Tour, rocked up on the Pro Tour, firing darts like that very, very often indeed. Won a Players' Championship title in no time at all, and now, as you say, Rob, on the verge of a third consecutive European Tour quarter-final.
Yeah, it's been a seamless transition for him, it really has. Finishing top of the Challenge Tour last year ahead of Ryan Searle. Ryan Searle hasn't really made the progress that Rob Cross has made this year by any stretch of the imagination. Rob Cross here, 1-3-1 away from a 5-2 lead. Another break of throw on the cards here potentially as well.
Well, needs 2 trebles. Chisnall will only need 1 to get a shot at double.
99.
We know the players like this one.
120.
Well, this you feel has to go for Dave Chisnall, otherwise he could be in a real hole.
Well, that loose dart cost him.
48.
He couldn't then go out, and that happened in the semi-final as well against Michael van Gerwen last week. 100 left for the match, and he fired the first dart in the big one. Cost him a dart at the double for the title, and it cost him a dart here. And now he is at the point of no return.
Well, Dave Chisnall here has to win 4 legs on the spin, otherwise he will be suffering a third-round exit of the Gibraltar Darts Trophy. Mensur Suljovic and Christo Reyes on stage next. How soon will it be? Could be just one more leg to go here. Chizzy will be hoping it's not.
We know that Dave Chisnall has it in his locker to produce the big darts at the right time. The big darts at the right time. 180 against a throw. It's only a start, but it's a start indeed.
Well, he needed something like that just to give him something to work with, a platform on which to build.
93.
Anything just to try and just reignite the fire.
We also missed double 12 last weekend for a 9-darter. We saw Stephen Bunting do that here.
There we see nothing wrong with the averages, but maybe the averages just kept higher than they might have been with Chizzy only winning 2 legs and therefore not really getting down to the doubles or not being given the chance to have a crack at the doubles by Rob Cross.
Yeah, there's a string of missed doubles early on, wasn't there? So a bit deceiving because they all came in 1 leg. But
yeah.
Chisnall has only had 2 fewer attempts than Cross at doubles. A wretched record, really, in the match, 2 out of 12. And will he get a dart at the ball here? He will. Closer than 170 short, but Rob Cross now has a chance to win this match with a huge checkout.
He is certainly very capable of taking this out, isn't he? 96 away. Look at this now. He's found the treble 20. He needs double 18. Oh, that is absolutely sublime from Rob Cross. A 1-5-3 checkout wraps up a 6-2 win over the number 4 seed Dave Chisnall, a finalist here 12 months ago. He won't be in the final this time around. He could well be on the next flight home back to the UK. Rob Cross, though, it's a 3rd successive quarter-final appearance on the European Tour. He will face Michael Smith in the last 8 this evening. That will be an epic encounter to look forward to, and who knows, maybe this run of quarter-final appearances could get even better for him. He's certainly capable of going a lot further, and who knows, he could well go all the way. That was a very eye-catching performance by Rob Cross. 6-2 the scoreline. Suljovic and Reyes on the way next. We'll grab a quick word in the meantime, though, with your latest winner here in Gibraltar, Rob Cross.
Well, Rob, congratulations once more. You're 3 for 3. 3 Euro Tours, 3 quarterfinals.
Yeah, it'd be nice to make a semi. No, it's been fantastic. I've enjoyed coming up on a big stage and playing, and usually the crowd is fantastic, so really enjoy it.
You make it look very easy, but we all know it's not so easy if you're a relatively unknown player to come up on these stages and perform like you do. What's your secret?
There is no secret. I have to put the work in at home, and then when I come here, hopefully it pays off. This week I've been a little bit ill, so it's been harder than normal to try and get a decent game out of you. But like I said, I'm just grateful to be here.
Well, he's going to be back tonight again. Ladies and gentlemen, he'll be playing Michael Smith. Give him a round of applause. Rob Cross!